Hey, what's going on, Black people? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I am here to give you a quick briefing on this new variant. Apparently, there's a new variant of the virus that was just announced today, and it caused a major plummet in your stocks. A lot of people freaked out in terms of what was going on with the stock market, and so I decided to do some research. As you guys know, I don't really buy into just what the media is saying, just because they said it. I like to kind of know what's going on. But even then, I listen to the media's information, and I ask myself this basic question: should we be worried about this new variant? So before I begin, I want to say hello to everybody, and I see Strange Range, and Tiki Solomon. My name is Corey, Sassy Lady, Max Jerome. What's going on, brother Ish and Nomad? I want to say thank you so much for jumping in and hearing me out for a moment. I want to also make it 100% clear that if you're looking for somebody who's an anti anything, I'm not anti nothing. I'm not anti nothing. I'm just 100% pro black all the time. I'm also pro truth. I'm also pro knowledge, and I'm pro thinking. Right? I believe in using your brain. I don't believe big pharma cares about you. I don't believe your government cares about you. But I do believe you have the capacity to care about yourself. And that's what I'm doing here. So don't think I'm here with any agenda other than an agenda that's going to work for you. So you make your own decision. But let me just tell you guys. So you saw this morning, I did a podcast. If you want to go check it out on drboycetv.com, I was explaining that the stock market melted down. I mean, absolutely melted down because of the announcement of this new variant. And I woke up this morning, I looked at my portfolio, I said, holy crap. I said, something done happened. We done had a earthquake in the middle of the night. And it turns out that the earthquake was due to just basic, good old fashioned fear. This new variant appears out of, I guess, South Africa or Southern Africa, and they're worried, right? For good reason, right? Because remember, when you look at the SARS COVID spectrum and all that, you've got variations of this crap that really do kill lots of people. Like there were, and not that this one didn't, but the fact that 99.8% of us are going to survive the pandemic, that's something to be considered, because it could be something where only 80% of us survive, or only 70% of us survive. That's very different. Killing 1 out of every 10 people is very different from killing 1 out of every 500. Okay. So don't think that I'm saying it's not real. I'm just saying that you have to take it into stride, take it into context. So I did the research and I said, gosh, this is a big deal. I can't believe that the market dipped by almost 1,000 points because of the announcement of a new variant. So I said, okay, this thing must be, pretty heavy. It must be confirmed. And here's the deal, right? When you're talking about things like this virus and the impact it's going to have on the economy, you kind of have different levels of information. You have the known, the unknown, and then you have the unknown. And then you might even have the unknown, right? But I'm not going to go that deep. But what I will say is that in this particular case, there's a difference between them saying there's a new variant in Southern Africa. That's different from them saying there's a new variant in Southern Africa and we've determined that it's more contagious than previous variants, which is different from them saying there's a new variant in South Africa and it's more contagious and it's more deadly than the other variants, which is different from them saying there's a new variant in Southern Africa that is more deadly and more contagious and is going to ruin the financial markets, right? And it's going to destroy the economy, right? So all those different things have to occur for the connection to make sense. Do you follow what I'm saying? Give me a guess if you follow what I'm saying. I like talking to intelligent black people, but that don't mean you got to be black. I'm not anti nothing. It also means if you're not intelligent, you're still welcome. We welcome stupid people in the room, but just take your place in the back. If you ain't quite there yet, that's all right. You just have to value intelligence. We will help you, but we're not doing what they do in hip hop music. We're not letting the dummies lead the class. The dummies can't lead the class, but the dummies can be in the class. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense. Okay. So we don't hate nobody. I'm not going to discriminate against you because you're ignorant. I just don't like ignorant people who think that they're smart. That bothers me. I don't like it when the most ignorant person in the room jumps out front and says, I should be the teacher. No, I have a PhD. I had to work for that. So let's keep it honest here. So let's move forward here. So let me keep going. I have to explain that because some people think I'm arrogant when I say I talk to intelligent Black people, but I don't think that it's anything arrogant about that. I think Black people should be a little arrogant about who we are and how great we are and how special we can be. You just got to put your best foot forward and put your best people at the top of the pile. All right. And your community is being misled by people who are completely ignorant, who are being put on TV. These big buffoons are guiding you down a ditch every damn time because you're not confident enough to step up and say, "Step aside, Negro. We got this." All right. So let me keep going. Let me. I digress. So this variant, I was doing research on this variant, and I read a couple of really good articles, and I'm gonna read a little bit of this article to you. Um, that I read in the Associated Press. So this is mainstream media. Sometimes mainstream media can be good for something. You know, the journalism's changed a lot since the Walter Cronkite days and the days where they actually tried to tell the truth. But in this particular case, they actually provided some helpful information so I could discern whether or not I should worry about this or if this is something that I shouldn't necessarily worry about right away. So give me a yes if you can still hear me. I'm gonna start reading from this. They said here that it's called the omicron variant. And they said the discovery of a new coronavirus variant sent a chill through much of the world Friday as nations raced to halt air travel, markets fell sharply, and scientists held emergency meetings to weigh the exact risks, which were largely unknown. My question at that point was, okay, you've weighed the risks. What are the risks? What's going on here? So they said a World Health Organization panel named the variant Omicron and classified it as a highly transmissible virus of concern, the same category that includes the Delta variant, the world's most prevalent. The panel said early evidence suggests an increased risk of infection. So early evidence suggests an increased risk of infection. That means early evidence suggests, not dominant evidence has confirmed, but early evidence suggests an increased risk of infection. They also didn't say an increased risk of death or an increased mortality rate. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. So it said in response, the United States joined the European Union and several other countries in instituting travel restrictions on visitors from Southern Africa. Well, I mean, since when have Europeans not jumped at every opportunity to keep Africans out of their country, right? So that's a reality. Dr. Claude Anderson talks to you guys about that. 100 years ago, the quota for immigration was that if you were from England, you could always come to America. 100% immigration quota in terms of anybody who wanted to come from England could come to England. When they got all the way down to Africa, the browner the country got, the lower the number got. And when they got to Africa, the number was actually 0. So that's how they've used immigration policy to oppress Black people, just as a little footnote. We cover that in our book club on Wednesday nights if you want to join. All right. So the White House said the U.S. will restrict travel from South Africa and 7 other countries in the region beginning Monday. It did not give details except to say the restrictions will not apply to returning U.S. citizens or permanent residents who will continue to be required to test negative. Medical experts, including the World Health Organization, warned against any overreaction before the variant that originated in Southern Africa was better understood. So that's the first thing that kind of made me, that brought up my spidey senses a little bit because it made me say, okay, wait a minute. So you're telling people not to overreact. So you can't blame the World Health Organization for the market meltdown. I personally feel that the stock market meltdown was an overreaction, right? So they're saying don't overreact because we don't know yet. But a jittery world feared the worst nearly 2 years after COVID-19 emerged and triggered a pandemic that's killed more than 5 million people across the globe. Quote, we must move quickly at the earliest possible moment, says British Health Secretary Sajid Javid. Okay. There was no immediate indication whether the variant causes more severe disease. Again, another clue that says that you don't know what this is. You don't know if this is something that's going to come across the world and kill you, right? They said there's no immediate indication whether the variant causes more severe disease. As with other variants, some infected people display no symptoms. So there are people in South Africa who had this variant who don't even know that they have it because it doesn't have any symptoms for a lot of people. South African experts said the World Health Organization panel drew from the Greek alphabet in naming the variant Omicron, which, as it has done with earlier major variants of the virus. So they're going through the whole Greek alphabet. You know, again, the virus is going to have its own fraternity, and they're going to be stepping and barking and stuff. They're going to have step show next week. The A5A COVID variant step show. It's going to be the first one ever. It's going to be hot. It's going to be lit, y'all. It's going to be lit. All right. So even though some of the genetic changes appear worrisome, it was unclear if the new variant would pose a significant public health threat. Some previous variants, like the Beta variant, initially concerned scientists, but did not spread very far. So the beta variant came along, and the beta variant scared everybody, but the beta variant was just, had all bark and no bite, right? So I'm not saying that this particular virus or this particular variant is like the beta variant, right? Let's make that 100% clear. Right? I'm not saying that there's nothing to see here, but I am saying that you have to remember you're dealing with an easily triggered media that will jump at any headline that will suggest a new variant. They are literally going to be releasing a new variant every year, just like they release Christmas movies at the box office. And also, with it being wintertime, you're going to have more infections. You're going to have more people get sick, and I think it's important to take every precaution. I gave my wife, just full disclosure, I gave my wife a COVID test yesterday just to make sure that the symptoms she was feeling on that particular day were not more serious than they were. So I am not here to say that we should be deniers of what's going on here, but it's your choice on how you want to respond to this. But what I am saying is that if you want to know from an investment standpoint, I believe the stock market is overreacting right now. I believe the stock market just went crazy and went berserk because they thought that this was going to be something terrible. And I don't believe that it is. I believe this market was like a bubble waiting to pop, and the bubble popped. What would pop at any little piece of information? They use the word jittery. So imagine a jittery person. A jittery person is going to jump at anything. You could say boo, and they're like, ah! Right? So the popcorn's everywhere. They're going crazy, right? So that's what the stock market is. The stock market is like that jittery person who's like just waiting for the other shoe to drop. And the announcement of the new variant had led to a massive, massive market decline, which I think was well overdone. And so if you want my 2 cents in terms of what I believe as an investor, I'm going to keep investing. I'm going to find some blue chip companies, some reopening stocks, maybe some hotels, maybe some airlines, cruise ships, maybe some Royal Caribbean or some Carnival or something, because I believe these companies are going to start doing better once they realize that we're not all going to die. That even after the dust is settled and cleared, there are still going to be millions and millions of people around the globe who are still going to get up and go buy stuff and do things and live their lives, right? So that's my 2 cents. That's what I believe. That's what I'm finding out. I wanted to share that with you, not because I believe I'm the authoritative response to everything, but because I just want to share information so you can make your own decision, right? Make sense? Make sense? Got it? All right, give me a guess in the chat if you get what I'm saying. All right, that I'm not telling you to be anti-nothing. I'm not telling you to take your mask off. I'm just telling you this is what I see and this is what I think. And I think as far as investing goes, I'm diving in. I'm going to go right to my E-Trade account and go buy some more stock right now. All right, guys. So please have a wonderful day. Hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. And don't forget, this week on the Black Business School, we have a lot of major discounts. If you're interested in learning how to use stock options to supercharge your portfolio, which that's what stock options do, they're really amazing. I have a whole options masterclass and a whole bundle, really, of a series of things I've done with stock options and investing in general. And literally, it's about $5,000 worth of stuff. For Black Friday week, it's on sale for about $570, something like that. So if that's of interest to you and your family, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. Just take a look. It's a stock options bundle pack right at the top of the page. You can feel free to join. It gives you lifetime access. So feel free to take a look. And it's for Black Friday only. All right, guys. So take care. Have a good week. And I love you. And I hope you're doing well. And I hope you stay safe. And I hope you stay healthy. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.